Hello there, this is The Art of Prepping. Thanks for joining me today. When we buy something, we typically have an expectation for what it's going to do for us. A lot of times, though, when we buy something that has to do with personal protection or self-defense, we also have a certain expectation that this is going to keep me safe. But the reality for most self-defense products is that it requires a level of skill to use them so that you can gain the advantage of what it has to offer. A lot of people in my area, where I live, they have a full range of options because the laws are very, how could you say that? Very pro freedom and liberty. We have a lot of options. It's very good. It's a very free place to live. With that being said, there's a lot of places that aren't so free, but regardless if you're more free or less free, you still probably have some options. At least I hope you do when it comes to self-defense. And what I see, though, regardless of whatever it is that you use for self-defense, is that there are some people who know how to use what they have and then others that do not. Now, for example, you may carry a firearm or a blade or maybe a coup baton or a collapsible baton. You may have a flashlight that can be used in a defensive way. You may carry pepper spray or mace or maybe a tactical pen, or maybe you know hand-to-hand combatives, or at least you think you do. But what typically happens is someone learns something and then they don't maintain that knowledge or that skill. They don't maintain the muscle memory. And the studies have shown that after about 2 months, the retention of the muscle memory starts to really wane. So it's good to go every 4 to 6 weeks and practice a skill because it's perishable. Most skills are very perishable. I can tell you one of my hobbies is making things out of knots. I love to braid and knot and all that kind of stuff, all kind of knots. And I will tell you, though, if I haven't used a knot for a few weeks, a few months even, I start to forget how to start the knot. And that's pretty common. Same thing if you have firearms. Last night I was shooting a firearm that I haven't shot for a few months, and my groupings were like 1 inch low and 1/2 inch left. And after a few magazines, I was able to put it more on the bullseye. But this is something that happens quite frequently, that you forget how to manipulate an item, be it a firearm or maybe something that's less lethal. And so this is just kind of a reminder, even for myself, to get out. I've talked about this on the channel before, but you can never really talk about this enough. To practice your essential skills, not just for self-defense and to learn the products that you bought, because there's a lot of people who will buy something and never even practice with it. They never even learn how to use it. They never even take it out of their package. They don't even know if it even works or not. They just assume it will. So take it out of the package, use it, and make sure it works and make sure you know how to use it. But this goes beyond, though, just self-defense once again. This is about other skills. It could be survival skills or even other skills that may even be practical on a daily basis. Do you maintain them? For example, if you haven't made a campfire for 3-4 months or even longer, you may take a few moments to figure it out. I mean, it's not rocket science, but there's different ways to make fires and different types of techniques besides just putting together whatever the fuel source is. And so if you make a campfire once a month, or if you practice your knots once a month, or if you maintain your skills on an ongoing basis, they're going to be there on the shelf, ready to be used whenever you really need them. There'll be less hesitation. It'll be really natural. You'll have muscle memory. So just something to think about more. What you can do, and this is kind of what I do, I kind of do like a top 10 skills that I want to really maintain and be real sharp on. It could be personal protection, having a few different means of protecting yourself that you practice, hand-to-hand combatives, or maybe using your firearm, or maybe using a non-lethal option. But it also could be, once again, things that you do when you're camping, or it may be just different things that you can employ on a daily basis of how to approach people, your awareness level, how you speak to people, how you listen to people. There's a lot of things that we can add and practice on a daily basis. And that really can go a long way to maintaining skills that are so perishable. As always, you guys take care.